Yo, what up? Kamikaze Soundwaves here, and I just saw Spider-Man Far From Home. More like Far From Good. So, tons of spoilers, you know the drill already. If you haven't seen it yet, get the fuck out of here. So, Spider-Man Far From Home. This is Homecoming 2.0. That's what this movie is. Just like Homecoming, it focuses a lot on Iron Man. Just like Homecoming. Just that makes me so fucking furious. Why in the fuck, why in the fuck are we still focusing on Iron Man? He's dead at this point, okay? There is no reason for us to focus on Iron Man anymore. There are parts and elements of it that I understand where we need to reference Iron Man, but there's murals all over the place. Murals here, Iron Man this, Iron Man that. It plays a lot into the plot, I get it, but I'm sick of hearing about Iron Man in a fucking Spider-Man movie. Are we here to watch Iron Man movie, or are we here to watch Spider-Man? I get it, Spider-Man has to have some kind of influence, I guess, father figure type thing because he's young, but enough is a fucking enough. It's fucking Spider-Man. What's wrong with Spider-Man just being fucking Spider-Man? So just like Homecoming, jokes fucking galore. Joke after fucking joke after fucking joke fucking joke. Okay, a Marvel movie, I completely am expecting some comedy in the movie. But it is fucking just riddled with fucking terrible, funny jokes. It's like, but it's not like funny, clever, funny shit like it is in Endgame or the Avengers or some of the other Marvel movies. The humor in this, like, just is like some guy hitting himself in the fucking head with a hammer, like, laugh at me, laugh at me. Like, that's the type of humor that I'm getting. It's just silly, kooky. It's not funny, and it's like you're just doing shit that's supposed to make people laugh, and it's not fucking funny. It's not fucking funny. Okay, so let's get into the fucking story. Endgame is over. They're doing some kind of fucking, hey, Spider-Man, are you the newest Avenger? Are you in charge now? Of course not. So he fucking gets, he's going on a school field trip with his people. The same people that were in fucking Homecoming. They're going to fucking France. He really likes Mary Jane now, so he's gonna go over there and has his plan to woo her and all this, what have you. He ends up going. Nick Fury is trying to contact him, but Spider-Man doesn't want to be Spider-Man right now. He wants a vacation. Spider-Man needs a vacation, okay? He just got done saving the world in Endgame. He doesn't want to be a part or do a superhero thing right now. With great power comes great responsibility. I guess that shit just went out the fucking window, right? With great power, we go on fucking vacation. I guess that's what it is now. So Nick Fury is trying to contact him. He don't want no part of that. He ends up going on his fucking vacation to France with his people. Joke. Then they fucking finally get there. There's the two chaperones, the two fucking guys that are the fucking teacher, counselor things or whatever. They're fucking retarded. I don't even want to speak about them, just how astonishingly bad they were trying to be funny, and it just wasn't fucking funny. So they get there, Nick Fury runs into him, and he's like, hey man, we got some fucking problems. We need you to come and see us. But before that happens, there's this big fucking water monster comes and it's tearing up all of France, and then our friend Mysterio shows up and takes care of it. Spider-Man helps out a little bit, but Mysterio is pretty much the main person that takes care of this monster. And anybody who knows a thing or fucking two about Spider-Man, you don't need to read comic books, you don't need to watch any of these fucking Marvel movies, you just know Mysterio is a bad guy. If you're not knowledgeable about Spider-Man whatsoever, you're like, who's this Mysterio guy? He seems like a good guy. Me? I'm just like, when's it gonna happen? When's he gonna betray everybody? I'm just waiting for the fucking clock to tick down for him to turn into the fucking bad guy. So he's pretending to be the good guy, taking out these monsters. So they pull Nick Fury and Spider-Man together, and they're like, hey man, there's these elementals, and there's fire, earth, fucking some shit like Avatar, rock or whatever, and there's like one more left, and he's the fire one. He's the most powerful. So he ends up, Spider-Man getting his fucking people put away while in the opera while he goes to fight this thing with Mysterio. So they end up fucking fighting this thing. Mysterio beats it and almost sacrifices himself or whatnot. Spider-Man has to change his suit because he's scared anybody will think that he's fucking Spider-Man. All the fucking time that they're fighting this thing, the fat Asian guy, for his friend, I forgot what his fucking name is, and his now then girlfriend are on the fucking Ferris wheel. What's fucking stupid is this place was crowded as shit before this fight started, and all of a sudden it's just fucking abandoned. There's just gigantic Ferris wheel, but they only happen to be the only people on it. Were they really, out of this huge crowd of fucking people, the only two people interested in riding this Ferris wheel? I guess that Ferris wheel company's not making a lot of fucking money that day. So they're on this fucking Ferris wheel, just them two, when the fight starts, just in this little box area. How fucking convenient. So anyway, Spider-Man has to like go back and forth and save them. Fury goes to Mysterio. He's like, hey man, you're gonna be a part of the Avengers because you're so great. Spider-Man, you could be something great, but you know what? You need to fucking commit to being a superhero or get the fuck out. I forgot to tell you, but basically before this, Nick Fury gave Spider-Man some glasses that Tony Stark had left for Peter Parker, and these glasses basically give him this interface to this big giant warhead thing in the sky that has all these drone sentinel things on it. So Spider-Man having these glasses, he's like, I'm not sure if I really need this power. I'm Spider-Man. I just want to, do my thing as a human being. I really don't want to be Spider-Man right now. And Tony Stark acting like I should be the next Tony Stark. I don't really want no part of that. So after Mysterio saves the day, he basically thinks that Tony Stark gave him these glasses for him to choose the next Iron Man. So he's like, man, Mysterio is such a great person. He saved this. He's powerful. Maybe I should give the glasses to him. He'll be the next Tony Stark, because you know what? I'm Peter Parker. I don't want to do Spider-Man shit anymore. I just want to be going back to being a normal kid and trying to woo over Mary Jane. With great power comes great responsibility. What happened to that? Gone. Absolutely gone. Fuck being in this fucking Spider-Man shit. No, fuck that. I want to be fucking Peter Parker. What? So Mysterio, of course, he doesn't want the glasses, but as soon as he gets them, Peter Parker walks away. That's when you see the Mysterio happen, that everything was been an illusion. Like I said, if you know Mysterio, you're just counting down the clock, waiting for that moment to happen, and then it happens. And then the most stereotypical bullshit. Ha ha ha, I'm Mysterio. Tony Stark fired me. I'm the villain now. I'm gonna get this world. I'll be the new leader. The most stereotypical fucking thing you can fucking think of. He does the fucking villain monologue of why he's the villain now and why he's the bad guy and how he's gonna get everybody back. I mean, the most cliched bullshit you could fucking think of as far as a villain speech, that's what it was. Ugh. So Mysterio's plan, he has control of Tony Stark's shit, right? He fucking, now he basically has this gigantic, he uses all the drones from that thing that Peter gave him and puts these camera shits on him, so now they make these gigantic illusions. He ends up having to fight Spider-Man because Spider-Man, figures it out that he's actually the bad guy, and they figure it out in the most stupidest way. So him and Mary Jane go on a quick little date or whatever. He realized that Mary Jane found a piece from the fucking fight that they had, which has a camera on it. The camera pops up with a little swirly villain thing that Mysterio was fighting. They're like, wait a minute, Mysterio's a bad guy. He had a video camera in this. All of that just from that? What the fuck? What the fuck? I mean, the way they just come to that conclusion just from the camera illusion thing boggles my mind. They just jump from A to fucking Z. No other probable thing that it could possibly be. He's a bad guy. None of that other shit was portrayed. It's just because he made an illusion. He's the bad guy. He's the fucking bad guy. Stupid. Peter Parker goes to see fucking Nick Fury and tell him and explain to him what Mysterio's doing, but at the time Mysterio's already pretty much there. And this is one of the coolest fucking parts of the movie, okay? Hands down, coolest fucking part of the movie. So Mysterio uses the fucking robot shit now that he has all the power with it, and fucking fights Peter Parker or Spider-Man at the time, and using all of his illusion technology and shit, and then making Spider-Man question himself that he's not worthy and he's not strong enough. He's just some scared kid in a red jumpsuit. And the way that the shots and the way things were falling from the building and how it would surround him, and he would be standing right there, and then Spider-Man would go to punch it, but it would be like a beam. It was just brilliant the way that it was. It was exactly what you wouldn't picture a full movie of Spider-Man and Mysterio fighting. Awesome. Fucking awesome. I absolutely love that part. Hands down the best part of the fucking movie. It was so fucking cool. And honestly, Mysterio's one of my fucking favorite Spider-Man villains, and I've always wanted to see him on the big screen. And honestly, that part where they encapsulate his doing Mysterio shit was brilliantly done. Brilliantly done. I loved it. So Mysterio, of course, he's going to end up beating Spider-Man the first go around. He ends up getting Spider-Man to run into a fucking train, and Spider-Man gets hit by a fucking train, survives it. He is fucked up. He ends up getting recovered, and he's way out of the country. Then our friend, the fat guy who was Tony Stark's best friend, and he's basically Spider-Man's guy now. He's has this weird thing with Aunt May too. So I guess they're an item or some shit like that. So anyway, he goes to pick up Spider-Man. They have a little talk, and he's you know what? Basically, you know what? Tony Stark knew you were going to be in charge, and what are you going to do about it? He's yeah, that's all I needed. That's all you needed? Tony Stark left you the shit, left you the fucking note. Nick Fury is encouraging you. Everyone's kind of they're hey man, you need to take over this shit. You have the power. You're this. He gets this little stupid ass pep talk that it's just dumb as shit. It's just hey, what are you going to do about it? He's well, I'm going to go kick his ass. He's well, what war is your plan? I mean, it was just so stupid the way they just jumped to that. I really hated that. So he's I'm going to need a suit. And of course, on the ship, he can make his own suit. He's in there doing Tony Stark-esque shit, building his new suit. And he's watching him yeah, you're the next Tony Stark. Can we fuck off with Tony Stark? Look, I love Tony Stark. I love Iron Man, but he's fucking dead. Can we focus on fucking Spider-Man? I'm here to see a Spider-Man movie. I'm not here to see an Iron Man movie. Can we fucking just focus on Spider-Man for 5 fucking minutes? So he makes his fucking suit. He's going to go fight Mysterio because he knows Mysterio's doing anything. Nick Fury is watching. He actually is kind of curious if Mysterio is telling the truth or not because Peter Parker already told him that he's a fraud. Fury, I think, is still kind of down in it. Turns out Nick Fury has proved right that Mysterio is a bad guy because what have you, some fucking scene happened where the robot was trying to kill Nick Fury and Nick Fury figured it out. Whatever bullshit. So Nick Fury knows that Mysterio is a bad guy now. But really awesome scene in the movie. So Mysterio has pretty much taken over all these robots and he's doing his illusion technology with these robots. Peter swoops in, goes into the hologram, starts taking out all the robots and fucks up the illusion. So now basically Mysterio turns all these robots on Spider-Man. And holy shit, that scene was fucking awesome where he's fighting these like, you know, robot little droid things that have guns and blast things on them and he's just taking them out one by one, fucking them up. They're all fucking him up too at the same time. But that scene was so fucking action-packed and so fucking great. That was another fucking amazing scene. So the whole movie is kind of hinting that this Peter tingle, which is basically spider sense, that, you know, he doesn't know if he has it or he's working on it. I mean, I never remember this being mentioned in any of the Spider-Man movies, so I think that was always one of my major gripes too, is whatever happened to fucking spider sense? Maybe it was mentioned a little bit here and there, but they keep hinting at this Peter tingle, which is the spider sense. I guess like maybe he's coming into it and like maybe he's growing into it, or it was like a penis erectile function joke where he can't use it anymore, but I don't ever remember them talking about he could use it. But all of a sudden he's starting to gain it back, or it's starting to work for him, something along those lines. So basically he ends up getting all the robots fucked up and he basically kind of corners Mysterio at this point. And then after he corners Mysterio does another fucking illusion effect. Spider-Man uses his fucking spider sense like it's fucking full on to see through the illusion and go through shit, and ends up fucking Mysterio up. Mysterio ends up dying. He ends up killing him. And it was really cool because he tried to pull like one little last effect that you kind of didn't see coming, and then bam, he like pulls a gun on him from the side and he was like, nah, I already got you, whatever. So Mysterio ends up biting the big one because Spider-Man, well, basically he ends up really killing himself. But Spider-Man, you know, obviously saves the day, and he's kind of like, I guess I'm the new Iron Man, you know, whatever. And then so all's well, everything's fine, I guess, at this point. And they finally fucking end it and they go back to New York City with Mary Jane, and the last scene is him like picking up Mary Jane and swinging through New York City and all that shit. And the whole kind of setup was just awkward. I mean, everybody's just strolling around. I mean, maybe Spider-Man's just so fucking common nowadays, but Spider-Man's just like landing next to people in New York and they're just like, I'm like, that's fucking Spider-Man. You're not gonna be like, hey, Spider-Man, like, you know, good job. Like, oh shit, Spider-Man just fucking landed 2 feet from me. Nothing, just a casual fucking stroll down the street. Nobody's acknowledging his fucking presence whatsoever. So anyway, he's swinging through the fucking city with Mary Jane, and that's kind of where the movie ends. And then, you know, there's gonna be an end credit scene, so I through that shit. So basically, it picks up right there. Spider-Man's about to jump away, and then apparently Mysterio had captured his last footage before he died, and on a big screen on the news to everyone, he basically tells everyone that Spider-Man is Peter Parker and shows a picture of Peter Parker's face, and that's where it ends. So, pretty fucking shitty. There was one part in the movie where one of the guys that worked for Mysterio pretty much downloaded all the files from the Tony Stark thing before it was given back to Peter Parker. So they have all this information now that'll probably tie into some other Marvel movie or the next Spider-Man movie somewhere down the fucking line. But overall, here's the thing. Did I absolutely hate it? It was fun. It was fun. I'm a huge Spider-Man fan. I can sit through it. I can endure it. The comedy shit drove me absolutely nuts. I mean, physically out loud, I'm going, because that's how fucking bad the jokes are. Like, they hurt. It's like, ow, ooh, why are you doing this? Like, the film was physically trying to hurt me. The comedy was so over the board. There's like a part at the end where they're about to be attacked by these robots, and it's just joke. Oh my god, robots, I need to tweet this. It's like, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. I mean, can we be serious for 5 fucking minutes? That really just ruined the movie for me. I really thought after Endgame, maybe there would be a little bit more serious take on this. I'm completely fine with some jokes in the Marvel movie, but let's just compare Endgame or Infinity War. Yeah, absolutely, there's jokes in there with Rocket Raccoon, but they're perfect timing, they're set up, and they're great, and they're funny. Like they said, the best way I can describe the jokes and the comedy in Far From Home is just like fucking Three Stooges, or somebody just completely like dropping a hammer on their head, or physical like stupid comedy like that. It's like, please, it's like the whole time you're just like, you feel like they're like, please laugh at me, I'm funny, please laugh at me. And the 2 guidance counselors, good God, I mean, just so fucking stupid. I mean, I really don't even want to talk about it. I mean, it physically hurts me just to think about how terribly stupid and unfunny they were. The relationship with him and Mary Jane was super fucking awkward. I think that's the way they were trying to plan it to do. I guess it kind of worked. Mary Jane's just fucking weird. Peter Parker, I mean, aside from being Spider-Man, he's just kind of fucking weird, so I guess that just kind of works. But just their commentary and back and forth was just super awkward, but I guess it was like kind of cute, I guess. I don't know. Maybe it was just so awkward you don't really know how to feel. Like maybe it's supposed to be cute. I don't fucking know anymore. But things that I like about the movie. Jake Gyllenhaal as Mysterio was fucking amazing. You believed him even though you know he's the bad guy. You know he's going to turn at some point, but up until that point, man, he was believable. Like, he's the good guy. I'm starting to question myself, like, was Mysterio a good guy at some point that I don't fucking know about? I mean, like, he was so charming and believable. He had this, like, a crazy-ass backstory. And just, like, his, like, everything that he did, like, it was really interesting. Like, he was just such a believable and actually, like, really likable character. Like, you liked him. He was fucking phenomenal. Those fucking fight scenes with him and Spider-Man were awesome. Absolutely the best parts of the fucking movie. First fight scene where they had where Spider-Man actually loses the first bout. That, to me, is almost the price of admission on its own. That was hands down the best part of the fucking movie. Hands down the best fucking part of the movie. Like I said, the other fight scene with the drones was pretty fucking cool. Now, a big, huge other major gripe that I have to talk about is just the whole thing with the kids. You know, there's this side thing that's going on where Spider-Man likes Mary Jane, but there's this other guy who's trying to get in on Mary Jane as well. His name is Brad, or he came back from the blip. So that's what they explain when the people went away for 5 years during Endgame. They do try to explain that, and they do explain how the world works after that and how people went away but they came back at the same age, and people who stayed grew 5 years older. So for example, somebody who was the older brother is now the younger brother, and they do explain it. They explain it very stupidly, like it's the opening. You know, when you were in high school, they have like the stupid school morning news announcements. That's pretty much the way they explain everything. They do make a couple of stupid Avengers jokes in there. They take one like fucking shield thing and throw it, and he's like, how does Captain America do this? It's like, oh, fuck off. But overall, I just found that I felt that we were going to get away from Iron Man with the whole, like, how Homecoming was, because he's ultimately gone at this point. His legacy will live on. We get it. But we're looking for something new, and maybe this is the spinning tale of how it all will begin, you know? But it's just disappointing to not see Spider-Man as Spider-Man and Spider-Man holding his own. We still have to have fucking Tony Stark right there out with his dick, and in any fucking moment, fucking Peter's going to jump up and fucking put his mouth all over it. It's just that fucking scenario all over fucking again. It's a fun popcorn movie. If you're into the Marvel universe, it's, you know, you're gonna kind of have to see it. It's gonna be the continuation. You can definitely wait till it comes to DVD. You're not missing anything. It's not Endgame. It's not Infinity War. It's not one of the better Marvel movies in my opinion. I actually would say that Captain Marvel is actually kind of a better movie than this. Homecoming and this, to me, are neck and neck. I will say that I like this one more than Homecoming. Michael Keaton was a fucking blast in Homecoming, but this one actually is a lot better, just because of some of the fight scenes and choreography and all that cinematography shit with the fight between him and Mysterio. That just takes the lead for me. But honestly, deep down, I gotta say that ultimately I'm pretty disappointed in this movie. I went in expecting them to maybe change their tone with it, and it's exactly the same tone of Homecoming. Like, when you're sitting there, you get that same feel when you're watching Homecoming. Like, it's the exact same vibes and feels and stupid jokey bullshit that it is throughout Homecoming. So if you liked Homecoming, you're probably really gonna like this one. If you didn't like Homecoming, I'm gonna say you're probably not gonna like this one. So Far From Home, I would say that it's far from good. Far from terrible, probably closer there. But, you know, like I said, it's a fun movie, but I can definitely say you can wait for a DVD on this one. You're not missing much. So anyway, Kamikaze Soundwaves here, just ranting on about Spider-Man Far From Home. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you've seen it, let me know what you think about it. Maybe there's some parts I didn't talk about, or maybe something you want to bring up. Let me know what you're thinking about it. I'm really interested to see what other people are thinking about it right now. So that's really all I got. Hope everybody has a good one, and I'll see you over the next one. Later.